Okay, guys. So this is kind of part two of Binomial. And before we do anything, I kind of want to give you a heads up what you're actually going to see here. So this one's all about the tables and using the calculator and what that actually means. If you're more interested in trying to translate the inequalities and the questions that you get, that'll be in part three. And if you're more interested in the kind of questions where they've given you the probability and they actually want to find you to find little x, so basically they're giving you the answer, find the question, that's going to be more in part four. So kind of pick your poison, make sure you know what you're doing. Also, before you go, if this one wasn't the one you're looking for, can I just ask that you look up, or look at rather, the notes that I've sent you, which are pretty thorough on all of this stuff, so definitely have a look out for those. Okay, so what are we doing here? Well, this one's kind of more focused on tables more than anything else. So the question is, why tables? Why not use a calculator? Because within the exam, the calculator is what you're going to be using. Tables are not going to be there. I'm going to answer that with two reasons. First of all, we, the majority of us haven't still got the calculator yet. Well, I do, but you guys don't. And we also think like looking at the tables is quite instructive. If you're someone who doesn't know how to use the calculator, by all means look at the PowerPoint that I've emailed you. That's the chapter 6. Thanks to Dr. Frost for that one. Shout out to him. His resources are some of the best I've seen. And you can look at that and see how to use the calculator. But it's actually using the table that most people struggle with, and we can use the table to kind of instruct us in what to do with the binomial in this particular situation. After all, the calculator will just tell us what the table tells us. So in your head, you just, if you don't have got the calculator, just substitute whenever I say look at the table with plug it into the calculator. Okay, with all that said, let's get on with it. What is this binomial table calculator business anyways? Well, it gives us a cumulative probability. So it gives us the cumulative probability. So if you've got, like, as it says here, P, big X, inequality sign, and equivalent to, so smaller than or equal to little x, it's the probability of being that number or less. So you can replace that with little x with a 4 in the probability of getting 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0 as your outcomes. So, and cumulative, obviously, as you know, means the total probability up to this point. So it's not like the previous one. The previous one where we looked at was the probability of getting a specific value. It's the probability of getting 6 successes, or 3 successes, or 5 successes. This thing, this table, these calculators, they're telling us the probability of getting that or less. So if it said P big X is less than or equal to 5, that is the probability of getting 5, or 4, or 3, or 2, or 1, or 0. Okay, you can see that that's a difference. All right, so that's what it's telling us, and that's what they're used for. Let's now have a quick look at what the tables look like and how we can use them. Okay, so here for your delectation is a chunk of the table, and it's literally the chunk of the table for having having 5 trials and the number of successes. The first thing to look up is that there's a there's 4 different probabilities being catered for in the chunk that I've copied. The stuff that I gave you has actually got slightly more kind of capacious, goes up to about 0.5, I think. But the point is, it's illustrative. It will tell us what we need to know. So suppose we're saying the probability of any one success is 0.05, and we're doing 5 trials. The chance that not one of these trials is successful is 0.7738. Wow, I don't know if you can hear that in the background. If the probability was 0.05, and with 5 trials, the chance of one of them being successful or having no successful trials is 0.9774. And if you go down again, the probability of having 5 trials, 2 of which are successful, or 1 of which is successful, or none of them successful, so up to 2 successful, is 0.9988. And that's literally how you can use these tables. It literally tells you. Give one more example. Suppose your chance of being successful, your chance of any successful trial is 0.2. So it's a far column. And you wanted to know the probability of getting 3 successful trials out of 5. You'd read across, and it's literally 0.9933. So that would be the probability of 3 successful trials out of 5, or less where there's 5 trials. Alright? So that's how you read the tables. You find the table you're looking for, and then just read the numbers you're looking for. I don't think that's too hard. It's a bit of a pain, and you've got to remember every time this is not specifically just that number, it's that number or all the other probabilities below that. In terms of like, if you read 3, you're saying the probability of 3, or the probability of 2, or the probability of 1, or the probability of 0. Okay, it's cumulative, it's an adding up thing. Okay, I hope that's clear enough. 2 more episodes to come. Good Lord. Have a lovely day. Bye.